Well, hello.
Hey,
I'm Timothy,
I'm Peyton.
and I guess this is the
The first Kids Table
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What the heck?
wow.
Fire.
So, yeah, I really don't know how to start any of these things off.
Yeah.
I've never done this before in my life.
I've tried doing one, but it was freaking terrible.
Yeah, well, I've never tried it before in my life. Get a little closer to the mic, Peyton.
Okay.
So, yeah, basically what we want to do with this is just be able to expand
Yeah.
and entertain in more ways, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so you guys can get a little deeper dive into who we are, I guess, and hopefully what we say is entertaining in some way to you.
Yeah.
Plus, also, later on we can have some guests and stuff, and we'll be able to, do some cool stuff with that, I guess.
This will also probably be a good place to hear about news and anything like that, or anything we have planned. I guess.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. Anything we can do, I guess, or talk about.
Well, I guess I'll just start off by telling a story. This story I told it in fifth period the other day, and shout out to all the fifth period peeps. There's about 9 of us in there. We all love each other. We're just one big happy family, I guess. But we were talking about I don't know, like throwing up and stuff, and then somehow we got led to this story. But when I was in the first grade, we were sitting in Miss Prince's class. Do you remember the counselor, Miss Prince?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was so cool. But we
Wait. I think I know this story, but I don't know.
you might well actually you might, because we had the
Could
same
we
first.
yeah.
So me and Peyton had the same
First
first grade class. I don't know if you guys knew that. Well, now you do. But there was this girl in there. I'm not gonna say who it was. Well, she had a problem like similar to this before, and what happened is, I was sitting there in Miss Prince's class, and we were doing something about stop and think and all that kind of stuff, and singing a song, and I guess I was like just sitting there, and all of a sudden I got a little whiff of something. I was like, oh crap, did somebody just like fart or something?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the girl in front of me wasn't one of my friends or anything like that. I didn't really know her well at all, and so she was sitting like right in front of me and stood up to go tell Miss Prince something, but she didn't just stand up regularly. Like, she sort of like swung her butt out, like so it like just barely missed my face.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I noticed there's some baggage back there.
Oh.
And she freaking crapped herself. So she it was like right in my face. I was pissed.
Oh my god.
But like, I mean, this is like first grade, stuff like that happened. They used to send us, like, at the beginning of the school year, they'd make our parents send us like extra undies and pants and an extra outfit,
that was
just
back
in
in
case.
kindergarten though.
Yeah, first grade.
They did it in first grade too.
Huh?
They did it in first grade too.
I think so. Yeah, because she. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was first grade. I'm not gonna say her name or anything like that, but that kind of stuff happened. I think it happened to the best of us.
Is it the person I said about they got coughed up something white on the desk that one time?
No.
Not her.
Are you talking about something that jumped out of her hair? Do you remember when that happened?
Who?
There's this girl, right, and
Yeah.
she had red hair, right, and everybody thought she was really cool.
In our class?
Yeah, and so
Yes.
I was
Is it her?
Yeah. So yeah. So I was like helping her with reading or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. We were doing something, but the teacher asked me to help her, and all of a sudden, like, a tick just jumps out of her hair, right?
Oh.
And this girl was super sweet. This wasn't her fault at all. It's just a tick, and not a big deal whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, the teacher like made a huge deal about it and ripped her out of her seat and like was screaming and all that kind of stuff. And I'd never seen a bug like this or anything like that, and I just saw it jumping out of her hair, and I was like frozen in shock. And our first grade teacher was like, Timothy, what are you doing? Like, move out of the way, you're just sitting there, there's like a bug sitting in front of you. And then all she had to do was crush it. Like, she didn't just crush the bug.
Was gonna know Miss Harris is part of the
Yeah, but I know, but we can't. We like I don't think we legally can say names.
Oh well, no, I say her first name also is Miss. I don't think she works at the school anymore.
Regardless, she still
Yeah.
exists.
We'll bleep it out or something, I guess. Whatever. But, that teacher did overdid a lot of stuff. I think.
One time she wrote me up because I was waiting on my partner to come back because we were supposed to be doing like a partner assignment, and my partner went to the bathroom. Well, none of the kids in my group were working, so all of us had to move our clothespin. So if you don't know how that works, there's like a light, like sort of like a star, and then a green, yellow, and a red light, right? Sort of like a stoplight. Well, I always kept mine on the star, and I was always a good student. And so she made me move mine to green light because I was sitting there waiting on my partner. And like I was so angry just because like I don't know, I never had to pull it before, but like my partner was in the bathroom, like I wasn't just sitting there doing nothing, but she tainted my record.
I had green light all through first grade for some reason. I would always either stay on the green light or yellow light. I'd always be like this close to being written up, but I was never written up. I remember, oh my god. So was it in first grade when we had those desks that had like the little cubby in them by itself?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I don't remember it.
It was because I remember back in first grade, I used to like stuff my water bottles in there. And we go to clean out our cubby things at our desk. Now I have like 15 or 20 water bottles. It's still like little bitty water bottles, the ones like the little 4-ounce ones. They'd be stuffed up in there, and I would pull them out, and Miss would like scream because I'd pull like 20 water bottles.
You just said her name again.
God, I'm sorry. Like, look, I would just like it wouldn't be like just like I'm pulling out one by one. It'd be like, all right, clean out your desk. I would like one arm swoop these things out of my desk and they'll fall on the floor. And it's like, it was like, oh my god, why do you have?
Don't say names.
Why am I saying names? She was like, oh my god, why do you pull out so many water bottles? I said, I don't know. I didn't know what to say. I started laughing really hard because that's all I did in first grade. Like the biggest thing I remember doing in first grade was arguing with you and then laughing really hard every day.
Yeah.
Because was always doing something stupid. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm talking like a regular person right now.
I know. Just don't say names. Oh my god. There's like one rule.
No. Sorry.
It's okay. But I remember like, I was like a pretty energetic kid, but I think I hid it well. But like one time I had to pull my clothespin in kindergarten because like I had there's like a tub full of like different shapes, but they were laminated. Like it was like cut out in cardboard, or not cardboard. It was like construction paper. And I don't know. I just got really energetic, and I started like I was never like this, but all of a sudden, I just decided to pick up the tub of blocks and dump it on a girl's head. Yeah. And so like it didn't hurt her. It was just it made a mess. But she thought it was funny. She was laughing, We were friends. We were all like laughing at it. And then she made me pull my clothespin, and that must have been at the beginning of the day because I cried for like hours. Like I cried for the entire rest of the day. I didn't have any more tears left. I was just crying, hoping that she'd like let me move it back, because I made one mistake. They didn't leave any room for mistakes for kids. Well, anyway, so I'm like crying the whole day, and she calls me up at the end of the day, and she goes, "Well, I see you're sad about this." And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Do you want me to write a note to your parents saying why?" And I was like, "No, that's the worst thing you could do." That was like, why would you do that? It's like, oh, okay, well, that, like, how about I just tell your parents in detail and in length why you had to pull your clothespin. So my parents were very strict about it. Like, even if I just moved it up one, they would get upset about it. So like, they held a high standard. I ended up telling my mom because like at the end of the week on that Friday, we got a stamp with whatever we were on. So if we were on the star, then we got a star. If we were on green light, yellow light, red light. Well, I had a green light stamp, and so like I couldn't rub it off.
Mm-hmm.
I probably could have, but I didn't try it. I don't think.
They weren't that sturdy. They were
Yeah,
like,
no, yeah.
You could.
I don't know. I didn't think about that, but like I.
Back
you
then
know,
it was like, oh, if you did it, you're like lying. You're like, oh. I can't do
yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, like my mom, I thought maybe like the best way to go about it was to lie to my mom, and so she said, "What the heck? Why do you have like a green light, stamped?" And I was like, "Well, like they ran out of stars, so they gave me a green light." And my mom was like, "What? That's weird." And so, I don't know. Somehow my mom found out and yelled at me in the middle of the McDonald's that was in Walmart. It wasn't even a real McDonald's, so...
That was like the sketchiest thing ever.
Yeah.
Why is that a thing? Why would it be in a freaking Walmart? That's like two of the worst places to go putting one.
I guess...
That's basically like a trailer park.
Yeah, no, for real. Like,
it's like a double wide trailer.
All the rednecks could unite. Like, if you think about it, like, so whenever this truck meets, they always either meet at the McDonald's parking lot or the, Walmart parking lot.
Yeah,
so
but now you can just meet at both.
Kill two birds with one stone, I guess.
Yeah, now the aisle's like a bunch of juice, chips, and like bags. Like I don't know.
Well, like I don't know. Like before, when it was a McDonald's, it was sort of cool and like an open space and stuff.
It was cool.
But I don't even know how they fit it back there. How they were able to fit it back there.
I wonder if you go back there, like you dig around, if you can find like where they used to put like the ovens and all that stuff.
I remember they had like a bench out front, and like there was a Ronald McDonald sitting there.
Yeah.
He was actually quite small to be like
Very small.
but anyway, like you'd always want to sit next to him, but then you'd like put a hand on him, and he was really sticky, and it just.
He felt like the fries, I guess.
Yeah, I guess he was a culmination of all the things, all the foods that you could get from McDonald's. Well, yeah, I don't really know where to go from here. That's like the weird thing. It's like I hate this.
Yeah.
This like when you have like a regular conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
And like, you just sort of both sit there and go, yeah.
Yeah.
Both just.
I remember this. I remember the double arches. I remember the big giant double arches that went into the McDonald's inside the Walmart. Like it was like basically the doorway, but it's also like two side doors I could go to. It's like what's the point? And then like I remember like this one time I was like in Walmart, like we were like getting like cheese or something like that, cause that's like right in front of the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting there, I was like, I just want my dad to get something to eat. He started yelling at me in the middle of Walmart, like just like actually like screaming, because I asked for fries like twice, and then he just like didn't like he just like went full like ham, like what the heck. I didn't know what to do. Just kind of sat there.
When your dad yelled at you, did he ever like use those like phrases like "keep crying and I'll give you something to cry about" or something? Did he ever say stuff like that?
Something like that. I would say something like that.
I remember being in an O'Charlie's and my mom saying that to me. And that was an emotional time. I don't know. I sometimes still think about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, it's like that's sort of like fighting fire with fire.
Yeah. Like, what?
If you cry, I'm gonna
make you cry
hit
more.
you.
If you cry, I'm gonna hit you. You like stop. And you didn't want to stop.
I mean, we knew it was gonna happen, but now that I think about it, it's a pretty vague threat.
I know.
She could have just sat back there in the bathroom and been like, which it was always the bathroom. She'd always be like, "I'm gonna take you back to the bathroom." And it's like, not only am I gonna be in the girls' bathroom, but I'm gonna be crying and getting whooped. It never happened to me though. It was always it was sort of like an empty threat.
I remember this one time my mom, she like, God dang, she was like, I did something. I think I was like messing with Savannah, my sister, but I was like, she tried getting me and whipping me with a belt because like she's gonna hit me with her hand, but I kept running away from her. So I guess she tried to get something that had more reach, so she kind of like with it, know. So, God, she's so funny. She got the belt, and she started chasing me around the house. I remember it chased me for about 10, 15 minutes. And she finally confined me into my room somehow. She finally somehow cornered me. And she started giving me a whooping. She hit me so hard that one time. Like, she never hit me that hard before. But, like, it didn't hurt because I was laughing so hard.
When you were little, did you, like play hide and seek and laugh? Because, like the suspense.
Yeah, it's
like me and Charity would play hide and seek, and she'd always want to hide together. Because when we were little, she was afraid of being by herself. And so we were sitting there, and, like, she'd be laughing really hard, and then I'd start laughing because, like, we would both be, like, scared. Wait, I was going to say something before that. Oh, man. What were we talking about?
When? Like, just now?
Just now. Before you talked about your mom.
It was about, shallow threat or something like that with...
Oh, okay, wait. No, I can't remember. That happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
I remember, like, when... Did your, like, parents or grandparents ever make you pull your own switch? Or anything like that?
No, they just go get with the best one they could find. Because they knew if I did, I'd probably pick the small one or something like that and make me go back outside and get it.
My nanny used to make us pick a switch. But that's about it. Mm-hmm. My parents were very formal whenever they'd, like, whoop us, you know? They would, like, we'd do something and then they'd be like, all right, you guys are going to get a spanking. And we were like, no. You know? Yeah. But then they were like, go lean over the bed and we're going to go, and then just wait, you know? And then you'd be, like, leaning over the bed and you're like, oh, no. And then you could hear, like, the belt jingling.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff, and then the suspense would rise. But I remember one time, like, me and Charity both were going to get a spanking. Oh, and I walked into her room because, like, we were, like, waiting on it. I guess my mom was blowing off steam because she didn't want to just, like, beat the crap out of us, I guess. Because she would always, like, do, like, 3 licks and that was it or something like that. And so, like, she was going to, she's preparing, I guess. And I went into Charity's room and Charity was, like, putting on, like, several pairs of underwear and pants. And I was like, dude, that is so smart. And so then I went and did the same thing. But the thing is, like, my mom walked in on us while we were doing that. Even if she hadn't walked in on us, we would have had really frumpy butts. And when she hit us, it would have just been, like, really padded. Just like a, you know. I don't know. Like, it was a smart idea. I feel like we could have just gotten away with putting on a couple pairs of pants. But, like, the fact that we had, like, 10 pairs of pants on. And, like, our hips, like, just, like, jutted out of nowhere and stuff like that.
Oh, that's funny. Almost had a spin just now. I can't make it spin. Oh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So, I don't know what to talk about.
I don't know either. This coming up Thursday, we are going to be at Chihuahua Brewery.
Yeah, so Chihuahua Brewery does a open mic night, I believe, every Thursday night, or every third Thursday, and so it's, it's a cool thing. It's gonna be, I believe, this Thursday, October 18th. I think.
Is it 19th?
I don't know.
I think it's 19th.
Hold on, I'm about to check. I don't think it is. I think I was wrong when I sent you that date. Oh my god, that was so loud.
Friday's tomorrow's the 13th. Sunday is the 14th. Monday's the 15th. Tuesday the 16th.
18th.
It is the 18th, okay.
So, Thursday, October the 18th, this next Thursday, is going to be the Chihuahua Brewery thing, and we're going to just try to get as many of our artists there as possible. So far, it's looking like it's going to be Charity and probably Peyton Watts and Peyton.
I think it's just me. Actually, yeah. I think I'll be representing Mallard Valley.
Okay, well, Caleb. If Caleb decides, he can too. But anyway, if you guys just want to come out and support us, it'll be a fun time, and you'll get to just, I guess, hang out and do all that kind of stuff. Yeah. We get to say hey and stuff. It's always fun, like, I guess just chilling at things like that. And there's also other good performers there because it's like an open mic, so you get to hear other artists in the area.
It's really just a fun environment. I remember going like one time, like a long time ago, and watching people perform. Like it was with my Mimi, my grandparents, I think, or something like that.
My sister did it one time, and Charity enjoyed it a lot. Like it was probably like one of the first like really big performances that, and it's not like a big performance, but it's like
Just starting.
yeah, it was like one of her first times ever like performing in front of anybody, and so it was a pretty big deal for us, and everybody ended up loving it, and it's a pretty cool deal. But this entire the kids table concept is starting to, I feel like, formulate into something really cool.
Yeah.
And we really hope to just like expand it, and
we hope this really picks up too.
Yeah, we want to reach a very broad audience. I feel like one thing that I'm looking forward to, or one thing that one goal that I have for this is to be able to like make a really cool like music scene in our area, because most of you guys who are listening may be from our area. But Oxford, Alabama, and the surrounding counties and stuff like that, not a lot going on, until you hit like Birmingham and Atlanta. And so we're pretty much like right between Birmingham and Atlanta, and there's not really much popping or anything. It's a very small city, there's not really a lot of stuff you can do as far as getting your foot in the door and being able to perform. So we're really trying to not only like get out there, but try to give other artists who are in the same rut or in the same like area, trying to get out there and let them be able to do their thing as well. So I think that's probably gonna be it. We're probably gonna just wrap it up.
Cool.
I don't know how long this was, but
I don't either.
It felt like quite a time, I guess.